Hi, I'm Darlene.
I'm Gene.
We're the Roaming Retirees. We're a retired couple who sold everything we own to travel the world full time. In today's video, we're going to be visiting Jeju Island, South Korea. We'll be watching the Hanyo Women's Divers, visiting the Micheon lava caves, and also taking a trip back in time through the Shinwah folk village.
And we're generally running a few weeks ahead of our videos, so if you'd like to know our current location, you can follow us on Instagram. So come with us as we explore Jeju Island.
So we stayed at the Marriott Shinwah resort where they had full service spa, where you could get massage, you could get skin rejuvenation, all kinds of therapies, aromatherapy. This hotel had 2 pools, a hot tub, numerous restaurants, a shopping mall. It had a theme park and a water park.
Yep, they were both there.
Yep, we had a video arcade, billiards, bowling alley. I mean, it had everything.
Yes, it
a
was.
Game room, a movie theater. I mean, and we spent about a half a day at the theme park. And if you haven't seen our previous video on the theme park, we invite you to go check that out. And
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
it was a lot a fun. And so really, this hotel was very self-contained.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go there.
And it had a huge breakfast. It was unbelievable how much stuff they had on it.
The breakfast was huge. And they had eggs to order, so if you wanted to custom order some eggs, they would do that for you. There's also a casino attached. So, I mean, it was literally a full service resort. And we wanted to stay there, like Jean said earlier, to rest and relax and just kind of use the pool and that kind of stuff, which we did. There was 2 pools, an indoor pool and an outdoor pool. But we also started seeing that there's a lot to see and do on Jeju Island. And so we ended up booking a tour through TripAdvisor, and we're gonna put information on that tour below so that you can do the tour that we did, because it was pretty thorough.
Yeah.
And it gave us a good eye view for the island and all there was to do.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, and then we also, on the island, we went to the Micheon lava caves. I think that was first.
Yeah, that was our first stop on the tour.
And the Micheon lava caves, they are 1,700 meters long, and only 365 are open to the public. And you'll see all these kind of unique how do you say it?
Stalactites.
Yeah, stalagmites. I can never say that. And lava benches that were formed literally like 1,000 or 2,000 years ago. And it was really kind of cold inside though, even though it was super hot out.
Yeah, when we started going in there, it was probably in the upper 80s right in there. And when you went down, it dropped down like into the 60s.
It was cold.
It was cold. You needed a coat. So I would bring a light jacket or something.
Definitely a light jacket. Anyway, I mean, it was really cool to see though. I mean, when you got inside there, and they had it lit really nicely. You know, they had colored lights in there and white lights and whatever, but it was really cool to see.
Yeah, and then also walking around the grounds around the cave, they were beautiful. I mean, they had statues and
gardens and waterfalls and
they had all kinds of flowers.
It was really pretty.
It was really pretty, yeah.
And then we went from there. We left there, and then we went over to the Shinwah folk village, and that was a really cool traditional village.
Yeah, it's a hammock village? Is that what they call it? Or hammock houses? Or
it's like 600-year-old homes.
Yeah. And we went through there, and there's a lot of people that are there that choose to live traditionally just like they did 600 years ago.
Right. And I did read something about, there was like something with the government. They're trying to get the government to come in and give more like options for power and things like that, because they do still live very primitively in this village. And it was really cool to see as we walked through. It was just kind of like, because of how they lived, and they were there. They were there in their homes, and you could look inside their homes because there's no real doors. So we could actually see inside, and it is like very primitive.
Very primitive, yeah.
You know,
and then they had one bigger
structure
on the end that was for the government officials that would come into town. I think it was every month, I believe they came.
Yeah.
At the end of the month they
I'm
would
not
come
sure.
in. But that's where they would stay.
Yeah, and they were talking about that right there at those structures. They were talking about when they would come, if they had a family, like the parents slept in one of the structures, and then across the way the kids slept in the other structure.
Yeah.
So the kids didn't sleep in the same structure as the parents. So that was really interesting to learn the history.
And then if the family got too big and there was too many kids, they would switch.
Yeah.
And the kids would live where the parents were, and the parents would move over where the kids were.
Yeah, so it was interesting.
Yeah.
But when you're in that village, they sold all kinds of traditional crafts, and they had foods that you could buy, and so they were, utilizing and marketing their products. And they had a little store there that you could go in and visit.
And then they had a couple really big trees there too that were...
They're on the historical, Jeju Island historical landmarks, because they're like 1,000 years old or whatever. And so we did kind of sit and look at this big, beautiful tree that was there. And I can't remember what kind of tree it was though.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
And then after we left the folk village, then we stopped and we got to have a traditional Korean lunch. And that was a really nice presentation. And the food tasted really good too. You know?
Yeah, most of it.
Most of it. There was a couple things that I was afraid to try. So, because I'm just, like I've said in other previous videos, I am not the big seafood person.
I'm really not. I'm a little better than her, but
yeah, seafood isn't.
We're both not great at doing it. Anyway, from there after lunch, we headed out and we went to
Gwangji Beach.
Yeah, I could never say that.
Yeah, we're really killing the words, probably, the names of places.
But that was more of a rocky beach. It's not like a sandy beach where you'd go beach. It was tide pools and, little creatures in there.
Yeah.
Little crabs.
We saw all these like little mussels and mollusks and snails and sea snails. And it was kind of neat to see all the little life.
Yeah.
And then when you're standing on the rocks, you could look out into the water. The water was crystal blue. And you could look out in the water and you could see all these coral reefs.
Yeah.
And it had all these little fish swimming around out there. So it was really neat. And we spent a little bit of time, maybe half an hour or something there. We didn't spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
And then after we left that beach, then we went over and we did the Hanyo Women's Divers. And that was the big deal of the day. It's a 400, I think they've been around since 434 AD doing this diving.
Yeah.
And they dive 66 feet. Now that's 66 feet without breathing equipment and just free diving. And then they go down and they collect like sea urchins and mollusks and seaweed and just food.
Yeah.
And
they dive for their food. And when they brought the ladies out, because most of them, they're in their, 80s?
No, well, they were 60s to 70s.
60s and 70s.
Yeah.
But when they brought them out, they're like rock stars. They made a big production out of it.
It's a huge deal there on the island.
And they came out and they were treated like royalty.
Well, this is on the UNESCO list of intangible cultural heritage, and it's also on the Jeju Island cultural heritage because its tradition has been going on for, so long. And it was actually pretty fun to watch, you know, but you have to get there early, know the times, and
there was a lot of people.
It's very crowded, and you got to get your spot to see because you're kind of up on the cliffs looking down into the water, and there's only maybe a couple hundred spots down by the water. Other than that, you're up on the cliffs, looking down.
Yeah.
And so you got to get your spot, and it's definitely, this is to me a must do. Like if you're going to Jeju Island, you have to do this. So And then we actually watched that. And then there was like a climb that they offered our tour group.
Yeah.
That was up to the volcano.
Yeah, you could climb. It was pretty steep and there was a lot of steps. And like I said earlier, it was in the mid to upper 80s. And we opted to not climb up there. We opted to climb down to the ice cream shop.
Yes, that was our climb. We went downhill to the ice cream store and got our ice cream and found a place to sit in the shade and just enjoyed our ice cream.
Yeah, but there were people in our group that did go up there.
There was people that did it, and it's great because you get up there, I guess you look down into the crater, and so it's kind of, it sounded like it would be really cool, but it was like this, you know.
Yeah,
it was straight up,
it was
and
steep and
it was
a long ways up there. So
it was a long ways. So that was a no for us.
I wasn't up for it.
No, I mean neither, and especially how hot it was. So anyway, and then we finally went down to the Hamdiak beach.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful white sand beach. It had everything you could picture for spending the day at the beach. This was the beach.
Yeah, it was
white sand. It had blue water. You could walk way out. So like, you know, you didn't have to go way out deep. You could go out and out and out, and it just got maybe up to your knees or up to your thighs.
Yeah.
It was really nice, and we did do that. We weren't even dressed for the beach, but we had to.
Yeah, I made it out to my knees at least, so I can say I was in, what is that?
It's the South China Sea.
South China Sea, yeah. So
we wanted to do that.
I waded in the South China Sea up to my knees.
But it was a beautiful beach, and they had like music going, and they had like vendors, and
there was quite a few people there.
Quite a few people, and then right across the street from the beach was a little shopping. You know, like you could walk along the beach shops. You know, and so it was a nice little beach. And if I had more time, I would have definitely spent like a day there, or a half a day at least. But you know, we couldn't do that because it was on tour for us.
Right.
So if you do go to Jeju Island, go hang out at the beach because that was really beautiful. But anyway, and that was kind of the end of our time on Jeju Island. We didn't spend a lot of time there. We were only over there for 6 days. And so we, like I said, originally in the beginning, we were there to rest and relax.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we did. We took a break because we had been traveling for a month straight and decided to chill. So we
rested up, and then our next stop, we're heading off to Busan.
Oh, Busan.
Yeah, Busan has
was great.
A lot to see, and it was really great. So
yeah, that was a busy time. So we have probably a bigger, longer video on the next one because there was so much to see and do there.
Yeah, so if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in Busan.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao.